Welcome to Xtra presented by VDG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. Noobs, thank you for staying past that and giving me an opportunity and a chance. Regs will be familiar with this. It was that time again. And when it's always that time again, something strange happens. Something strange occurs. And my heart was beating out of my chest because of the promise that I made to myself and a promise that I must keep. Regs, we back at it again. Regs, we do what we do. Regs, this feels like every single day. But it ain't every single day. It just feels that way because we got a special, unique bond. Sharing is caring. Ver. You probably shouldn't share everything. You probably should be a little selfish for some things. You probably just say, I don't want to share. I don't want to share. But we got this unique bond. One day, somebody's going to come up with a name for how and what we're going to call it. And when they do, we will say that is what it always was. Of course, we're going to retroactively pencil that in. Not crayons, but pencils. And that's what it's going to be. Until then, we just going to keep on with the keep on. Shout out to Joe Dirte. If you know, you know. So, noobs, I try to keep this promise to myself. And I made this promise a long time ago when I had to make that walk of shame, when I ran out of petrol, when I ran out of fuel. And it's just something that has scarred me. It's something that keeps me up at night. It's something that keeps me up during the day. It's something that's 100% always on my mind. I can't run out of petrol ever again. It was that time. It was that time for me to get some petrol. I usually let situations and stuff like this breathe. I usually let it, fester or marinate. 2 words, you pick, you choose. I'm just the narrator. I am just the storyteller. It was time to get petrol again. And I made a calculated decision that I was just going to go to the place that I've been going for the past 5-6 times. I haven't went back to the one place to visit my friend, and friend is up in air quotes. So I got my 2 or 4 digits going up in the air with friend. I'll give you the Vince's notes. Noobs. Basically, I went to this one place to get some petrol. And when I went in to pay, see, this is how long ago this was because I actually went in to pay. I went in to pay and the guy was like my friend. He was recommending stuff to me. He was like my best friend to the end. I'll never forget him. I would never forget him. His memory and he will always live with me. Even though I probably should go back to see if he's still there, but I doubt it because he was too good for what he was doing. And I'm pretty sure he's moved on and I was unable to reach out and touch and say, hey, friend, we should do this again sometime, never. But you pick the date and I'll say, no, thank you. Thanks, but no thanks. I haven't been back to that place in a long time. I probably should make a trip. I'll put it on my imaginary calendar to make a trip and go back there soon. So it's time for me to get petrol again. And it started off really questionable. It started off really bad. First off, I was getting in the G ride and I was about to go G to the O. And here's the thing. Usually if I'm forgetting something or if I'm leaving something, I just let it be. I just let it lie. That's how I operate. If there's something that I need and if I don't have it when I'm about to leave, I just say, hey, universe, I'm just going to ride it out. Hey, universe, I'm just going to do what it do. Hey, universe, throw me all kinds of epic journeys or pure chaotic moments. I am here for it all. However, bird-like voice. However, I couldn't do it on this occasion. I couldn't do it this time because I didn't have any cash. I didn't have any money. I didn't have any moolah. Yeah, I probably could have did it with my phone, the pay through that or the pay through the watch or something like that. But I didn't want to take any chance. I didn't want to take any risk because burning in my skull was I can't run out of petrol. And what if I go to the one place and the stuff don't work like it didn't work the last time that I went there? And then I'm stuck, like stuck with a capital K. I didn't want that smoke. I did not want that smoke. So I broke one of my mental rules. I broke one of my modus operandi. I broke one of my MOs. I was like, no, 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 no. I must go back. I must go back. I can't be at the whim of the universe. I can't let the universe decide for me. I can't leave this to chance. I can't. And basically, gut feelings told me to. Gut feelings was like, not today. If you want to keep that promise to yourself, you better go back. You better get up out of this G-Rod and you better go get the stuff that you need. So I did that. I got up out the G-Rod. I went to go get the stuff that I need. It took me a while to find it. And maybe that's the reason why I was going to leave it behind or was leaving it behind the first time because it wasn't where I normally put it. So up was down was right. And it was just a rabbit hole. It was somebody else's rabbit hole without being a rabbit hole. And I'm just going to blame it on the weather because I want to. I'm just going to put it on the heat because I don't like it. I'm just going to put it on those who like the heat and the weather when it's warm because I want to be a bad guy. Yeah, I want to be a bad guy. And that's how I'm going to be the bad guy. But that's a side note and I don't want to get sidetracked. I got to stay focused here. Everything was out of place and it was definitely out of place. And that's the main reason that I was leaving it behind the first time. So I went and I got it. And I went back in the G-Rod and I was like, okay, now I can continue the mission. Now I can go what I need to do. Now I can maintain keeping the promise to myself. And I get ready and I turn and there's an ambulance. There's an ambulance in front or going the same direction that I want to go. I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. And it was enough distance where I didn't have to slow down anymore or pull over or anything like that. But I was a little bit scared. I was scared for a multitude of reasons, but I'll give you reason number one. I was scared. I didn't want to appear to be the guy or the people who drive behind ambulances for chaos, for action, for being a little bit nosy. That ain't me. But I was appearing to be that person because it was like, hey, why is that car making the same turns and going the same direction as the ambulance? IDK. I don't know. And then the other thing came to mind. We're going the same direction. If this is going to the petrol station, something tragic has happened at the petrol station. Something's tragic happened at the gas station. Something went down to get fuel. And if I'm going that same direction, if they're going the same place, I'm not going to be able to get any fuel there. I'm not going to be able to get any gas. I'm not going to be able to get any petrol there. I'm going to be in trouble. And that is the only close place by. And so now I'm freaking out. Now I'm breaking out in a cold sweat. Now my mind's racing. Now my mind's going all over the place. It's like, what am I do? What am I do? I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to think of something. We are going the same direction and nothing has changed. And it's been about 2 minutes. 2 minutes of that. Then gut feeling just kicked me in. You're just gonna have to believe. I don't want to believe. You're gonna have to trust. I want to trust, but my eyes are telling me something else. Should I trust and believe in the unknown of what you telling me, or should I believe my lying eyes? And then gut feeling spoke back. I ain't saying it again. That's when I kind of just like set back a little bit deeper in my G-Rod, turned off the music a little bit louder, and I was like, it's time to sing, it's time to dance, because if I'm gonna break the promise to myself, I'm gonna go down in flames. I'm gonna go down singing. I'm gonna go down attempting to be in a happy mood, in my happy place, doing the things that I like to do that make me happy. And so we got to another turn, and I was like, yeah, this looks exactly like we're going to the same place. And right before that third minute was about to come by, right before that third minute, all of a sudden, I see the ambulance slowing up, and I was like, oh no, I got to slow up too. But oh yes, that means it's about to do something. And it made a right turn. My heart just beat it one more beat. My mouth didn't sing or get the lyrics out. My eyes was bucking out of my skull like I done seen something interesting. And I thought to myself, gut feeling was right again. I looked and I saw the ambulance make a right turn, and I was like, there's no possible way that it's going to the same direction or going to the same place I'm going, because I'm keeping it straight. I got the next right, then I got the next left, and I'm there. I had the next right, then the next left, and I was there. But the ambulance made a right before my right, and I was like, oh, I can't doubt you. This is why I do what I do. This is why I put my faith in gut feeling. This is why I don't let my mind and calculations and stuff run me, because it will just run me into a direction or down a rabbit hole or in a endless cycle that I don't need to be in. All of that worrying, all of that thinking about not being able to keep the promise to myself, running out of petrol. Then I had the visions of people laughing at me like, ha, 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 you ran out of petrol again. You done lied to yourself. Ha, ha, ha. Who lies to themselves? Who runs out of petrol in this day and age? Who runs out? Who can't even tell that when they need gas? I had all that stuff going through my mind. And I didn't even need to. I just needed to just say, gut feeling, I'm going to rock it out with you. And if we rock out and fail, this is on you. But it ain't never failed me. I ain't never rocked out with gut feeling and it failed me. In fact, it was the reason that I made it. In fact, it was the reason that I had the monies to pay for the petrol. And it was the reason while I made the decision to keep on the path that I was on when I could have ventured out and went somewhere else and chanced it. But I didn't do that. So I did keep the faith, but I had my doubts as well, because I can't take full credit. I cannot take full credit because I have my doubts. It looks like that I'm just going to have to stop doubting completely and just put blind faith in you. But then that wouldn't be me. Then I wouldn't have these horrific moments and these horrific times and these horrific stories that I can share with everyone, so you can know what I do and do not what I do. Do what I say. That's if You want a little wisdom. If not, that's fine by me. As you can see, I don't even listen. I don't even listen. And thank you for listening. Thank you for joining. Noob that's still here. Yeah, that mistakenly came and stayed. Thank you. Should come back, become a regular. Regs, I'm not going to say it, but it's common. A version of it's common. Check out the website, Xtra, VDGsports.com. Xtra, VDGsports.com. There's a YouTube as well, Xtra VDG. That's how you get there. Or you can go to VDG Sports if you like sports, and you can find Xtra there as well. I think it's somewhere on the page. Everything's almost there. And there's a website too to be funny and do other things. I'm not going to mention it because I've already mentioned it before. You can find it. We ain't hard to find. Shout out Tupac. Regs, you know what time it is. It's that time, but I'm going to just give you a little taste because I should have more trust and gut feeling. And since I don't, I'm going to have more trust in you to know that I'm not going to do this. Peace out.